Hi, I'm Joe McLean, CEO of Help Heal Veterans. We serve those who have given so much in service of our nation. And some of those are still suffering from things like TBI, PTSD, and substance abuse. But they can heal, and they have been healing, and these are some of their stories.
I am Carrie Cahill, and my father was Michael Grant Cahill, and he worked at Fort Hood Army Base at the SRP Center, and he was killed in the terrorist attack on November 5th, 2009. I like to do woodworking, but I wasn't able to make a tongue and groove shelf when I started. So with Help Heal Veterans, what they're able to do is figure out, what are you dealing with? Are you someone who got blown up? Are you someone who got a head injury? Where are you headed? Do you need work on focus? Do you need work on your hand-eye coordination? And they have kits that can build you up. So my dad's kit is very much focus-oriented. It is sewing, and it is meditative, but it's long. So do you need to take breaks? Do you need to do it every night for a week? Do you need to do a smaller kit first? Do you just need one to keep it work because you need 5 minutes to focus on something else? They have 5-minute kits. And they'll tell you how long each takes, and they have an incredible board that truly does all this research to guide you into what's going to help you now if you tell us what's going on.
What's really interesting is through this transitional object, this object that's being made and created by the hands, it can also open up the verbal parts of the brain. And especially if it's being shared with a spouse or a child, and creating that time and space with a family member that they might not have had before, it really becomes that project that really opens up the space for family members to talk.
I did 2 tours in Iraq, and that actually had some wounds of that. Made it harder for me to interact with my kids, being so cold whenever they come and try to interact with me, play with me. I just push them aside.
The thing I love about our craft kits is it engages your mind and your hands. If you have PTSD, you have these thoughts going around, you can't stop the train from going, something happens when you engage your mind in focusing on something. You have to figure out this craft kit, you have to read the instructions, you have to make sure the parts are there, and then you put all the pieces together, and the whole process of when you're putting that all together, all of a sudden it disengages the part that you cannot get rid of. And then all of a sudden it's like this huge relief and this like breath of fresh air that you have. You're just like, oh, now I can go on.
I know it feels like you can't climb out of the hole, but you can. You can't do it alone, but you can do it.
My daughter, she's 7. She's the one, she go grab them and she say, come on, let's do this. And we start doing it. I tell her, she's like, you manage the glue, I do everything else. So she's gluing everything. So it's fun. My older boys, they do it too. They sit down and they help me. I like the planes and the tanks. Since I'm in a field artillery, the tank I think is awesome. The helicopter, the Apache, oh wow. I pretty much did all of them.
It's these type of kits that are very helpful. You know, it's something they're familiar with, and it's scaled down, and it's something that they can control, and they can control their sequence and the timing of it, and when they want to visit it. Maybe it's not finished in just one session, and that's okay, because they're determining the time and the sequence and the place. And that really speaks to the healing process and the therapeutic process as well.
Every single one is like, it brings me memories, because if I see back through when I was doing them, it's like it was helping me every single once in a hard time that I was going through. I still do it. This is something I cannot stop. Especially having my kids, around, I cannot stop because they wanted to interact with it. So I love that.
These powerful stories are a constant reminder of the work we do every day to help our veterans focus on the present and look forward to the future instead of living in the past. We look forward to our continued and constant efforts to helping improve the lives of our veterans to make sure they know we will always remember and care for them.
To learn more, visit healvets.org.